you can have a higher CAC if you're actually optimizing well for your LTV, right? I think you'll be able to explain this better.
Sorry.
So what we were talking about here was events and
That's
events.
actually a this
Yeah.
thing that a lot of it's a mistake that I would say a lot of noob marketers make.
Hmm.
So noob mistake. If you're not a marketer and if you just you just know how to press a few buttons on Facebook Ads Manager,
Hmm.
what you will do is you will have this kind of a funnel. Let's say ad, then let's talk about SaaS. Okay, landing page view, then email, then free trial, then paid. Okay, so once you've got this part of the thing sorted, you can pay
Yeah.
more. So if okay, let's
All the,
here
yeah.
let's say this thing is costing you about $40 to get a paid customer, right? But when
Yep.
you track down, when you go back on this this kind of campaign, you will know per cost. Okay, for a click there was probably a $1 cost per click. For every
Hmm.
landing page view, 1.5. For every email, 5. For every free trial, 10. And for every
Hmm.
paid, you're paying 40. So this is
Yeah.
basically how you can break down the cost. However,
Yeah.
if it so happens now, what's happening is you're paying $5 for an email. If you go with this kind of a funnel where you're not optimizing each part by personalizing the messaging everywhere,
Hmm.
in each segment, you can only afford to pay $5. And when you're just paying $5, you're losing out on other losing out to other businesses who are probably willing to pay more and
Yeah.
get the rest of your market share. So they're eating up the rest of your
Exactly.
market share. However,
Yep.
so how do you beat them? You beat them by being willing to spend, let's say, $10 on collecting an email. But if you get $10, your entire thing becomes $80, which is not profitable for you, or which is not acceptable for your business. It doesn't serve the unit economics, right? You're
Hmm.
making a loss there. But what Varun meant to say is you can still afford to run ads for $10 on email when you have a better strategy here.
Hmm.
You can always, since here you're winning the auction by capturing interest of the market share, and you
Yep.
can always choose to convert more people here, so that in order to bring your entire cost to 40. How do you do that? You make this these intervention points more solid, more personalized. So optimize your back end of the funnel, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Optimize
Okay.
the back end of your funnel and focus on other stuff also. Paid is just one aspect of marketing, right?
So
You need
okay,
to have other ancillary stuff running by together,
cool.
and then you can afford to, or you can afford to bully your competitors by getting. And when you're paying $10 per email, you're actually getting better quality leads also, because Facebook actually categorizes people, higher intent plus more
Yeah,
expensive,
now you're
right?
participating in higher auctions, more
Yeah.
expensive auctions, and more expensive auctions is where you also get better leads.
Higher intent. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. Because
So
now
yeah, it's
you're
basically he who spends most wins the
perfect,
customer,
perfect,
something
perfect.
like that. Yeah.
Interesting. So optimize the backend, and how do you optimize the backend is with ruthless iteration. Do more experiments on the lower end of your backend than doing experiments here. Uh,
Yep.
don't okay, that's okay. Get whatever cost you're getting here. Instead of, I'm not saying don't optimize this section of the funnel, but put more energies on optimizing this one. That's why you see a lot of debate and dialogue happening around how your onboarding matters. What is onboarding? Onboarding is when someone takes a free trial of your thing, and then chooses whether to buy or not. Onboarding happens
Yep.
in, when you walk into a car showroom. How you what is your first impression? Onboarding happens when you're
Yeah.
unboxing a some kind of a parcel from
Hmm.
Amazon. Onboarding happens when you're signing up on an app and eventually decide to buy. So basically make this thing super solid by iterating again and again, and then you'll win this battle. And if you've
Yep.
won this battle, this is where you're actually fighting with other people. There is no fight
Yeah.
happening here. This is where you're
Yep.
fighting with other people, and if you can beat them in the fight, then you can do whatever.
Yeah, and you can beat them. You can beat deeper pocketed opponents also if you are ruthlessly
If your
iterating the backend.
latter stage is more sorted. परफेक्ट.
Yep.
एक
Yep.
और यार यही चीज़ आप ई कॉमर्स में कैसे कर सकते हो? ई कॉम में वंस यू लेट्स से यू आर competing again, I'll draw an e-commerce funnel.
Yeah.
PV, ATC,
I see.
IC, and per. Okay, cool. So here, I think you were fighting on the page view, or if you want to go a little deeper, you're fighting on the add to cart. If per add to
Yep.
cart is costing you $3, you're losing a lot of market share. You can afford to spend. You can in fact afford to spend in e-commerce. It's a different thing. You
Yeah.
can afford to make the
It's like,
first sale.
yeah. I think
Uh,
I would like to explain this something like, imagine your product costs $100, right? And your margins are $50.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And
Let me say
so
$100 is your cost. Sorry, is your
price,
product, or
yeah,
is the purchase.
purchase, yeah, it's $100,
And,
and $50 is the margin
so $100 is your product
cost.
price. It's the cost for the customer to buy a product, right?
Yeah.
Let me do it. Okay, this is the
Cost.
product cost. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And if you want to explain it in MBA lingo, then it's $50 is the manufacturing cost, right?
Okay, perfect. And $50 is your margin
Yeah.
as
Then
well,
dollar
right? Yeah.
your margin
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Right. So what you would do as a rule of thumb would be that since ATC is like 2 steps behind, you would say that $12.50 ke liye I can afford to pay per add to cart. Yeah.
Okay. ठीक है. Huh.
That's how you'll go about bidding,
Huh.
optimizing for a
Huh. That's how you
before.
will do it when you are graduating with an MBA degree. Oh,
I guess,
okay, cool.
yeah. Not, yeah, and it is kind of intuitive also, because see, $50 is what you can afford to spend. So $12.50 is what you'll be affording to spend for an add to cart.
ठीक
So
है.
that's what you'll be bidding in Facebook's bidding
हाँ.
strategies. Yeah, and like
But you're
target
losing out to
cost.
someone who's able to spend $25 for add to cart, right?
Exactly, and that's where your ruthless iteration and everything comes.
So
And
basically,
then,
यहाँ पे आप कह रहे हो कि so what I'm trying to say is you can in fact afford to sell the first product. अगर ₹100 का ₹50 की आपकी margin है, right? So if you're selling the product for anywhere above 50, like if your purchase costs greater than $50, then you're selling it at a loss, right?
yep,
I'm saying it's acceptable. This is
in e-commerce.
acceptable.
Yeah,
It's in e-commerce. If you are playing the big game, this is acceptable because money is not on the first purchase. Money is on the back end, and in e-commerce,
Yeah.
back end means increasing the LTV, and
LTV, exactly.
LTV is
Lifetime value.
first sale plus second sale plus whatever. It keeps going, right?
Yeah.
LTV is all the sales that you extract out of the customer, and if you've gotten the first sale out of the customer, and if you've given the customer a decent experience, even though it is at a loss to you, the second purchase will happen at a profit to you, because now you don't have to make that customer again drive this journey. I mean,
Yeah.
driving this journey, obviously he has to come back to your website and view the product and add to cart and initiate checkout and all of that, but right now he will not cause as much friction because he's not buying it for the first time. He already
Yeah.
trusts your brand, and he can to bring him back to do this won't cost as much money.
Yeah, I mean, if your product
It might
is
just
good and
become
you're
1.25. The next time he has to come around, and add to cart from that person can easily cost only $1.25.
yeah, maybe because he came in through an email funnel, or
Yeah,
maybe he came
yeah.
for free on his own because he really liked your website and your onboarding thing. That's how you just keep getting customers again and again. So
Correct.
yeah, LTV, very
Perfect.
big important thing. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Now, new. Do you want? Why did you hang, bro? New.
And one thing that I would like to, of course, say is that CBO is still under testing and it's not mandatory yet, like you rightly pointed out. And there are a lot of tweaks and changes that keep happening to CBO. And as you spend a lot of time on Facebook, there are days when the algorithm just gives up on you, and there's a bug, and
Right.
wrong number of conversions are coming, and there's nothing wrong on your end. So things are moving at a very fast pace here, and you need to be on the toes. You need to be up to date on the news, on the updates and stuff like that. So yeah, CBO is a beast. It's going to be hard to tackle it, at least right now in its infancy. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.